Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben and this is my review for Netflix's original new movie called Windfall, starring Jason Segel, Lily Collins, Jesse Plemons. It's an interesting film. It's one of those that was made during the COVID lockdown, and we have a writer and director here that have worked with this cast before a number of times. It's a cast that are used to working together. It's also a very small crew, very small amount of people on screen at any one time. It's also the location is like this beautiful home with they're growing some fruit trees, a place that you would go to visit on holiday. But what happens there is very interesting. Let me know if you've heard about this. Let's jump in. A secluded vacation estate sets the stage for a dangerous standoff between an everyman with a grudge and a smug tech billionaire and his wife. I'm a huge fan of Jason Segel. He often does films that are weird, quirky, off the wall, or he'll occasionally do those kind of dry comedies. He's obviously been in a serial comedy TV series for years. It's nice to see him doing something different. He actually looks very different in his kind of face structure wise. I was taken a little bit back when I saw him, but I thought this was very interesting to see him take this role of somebody that is stewing in their juices because of something that has happened. He's come to this house of this billionaire and he's kind of helping himself. And they arrive and he didn't think they were going to be there. And, it unfolds to something, I guess, more interesting, but it's more a play on what's happening with people's lives and who they are, and just showing the kind of the darker sides of people and who people really are in these kind of circumstances. When you place people in really stressful situations, then you see what type of people they are. It's a very interesting shot film as well. It feels very minimalistic, and there's multiple different camera techniques and even genres within this one film. It starts off almost feeling like a noir horror. The camera is on a tripod, steady, really showing nothing, just the house. It's slow, and you have to wait for the person to walk in shot rather than the camera following. And then only once the person is moving does it follow. It often will do shots like that where someone is walking and it will just pan, but not close. It doesn't feel like personal. But then there'll be counter, like opposite of those shots where you're very quite close, medium. But a lot of the time it is showing everything. It's almost mise en scene, showing everything within shots. It feels like an indie art house film, but isn't. It's a noir, a drama, thriller in places, but really kind of showcasing who people are in their worst circumstances, or like in a moment that is probably going to be one of the worst. There is an evolution of the story, like the crux of the theme that happens when you get towards the end. And I wasn't completely satisfied. I don't think everybody's going to have issues with the ending, but for me, there were answers that I kind of wanted to happen. I wanted certain things. I wanted to know more about the characters or the grudge or the why or what happened. And it alludes to all of that, but you never really get to find out. And it also kind of makes you guess what's going to happen with the characters at the end without doing spoilers, because there is a kind of reveal. And I found that fine. Like, I could guess, I could theorize what I think is going to happen. I think most people will come to a certain understanding of this is going to happen because of these circumstances, but you definitely don't have all the answers. And I don't think you need to in these type of films all the time. There were a couple of kind of background stories that I kind of wanted to know, because this is a film that makes you rely on thinking and picking up the little bits, the little nuances of moments in the dialogue or moments around the households or things or looks that are said that you kind of piece together what's actually happened. It's annoying because you never actually find out what's happened. So that at the end, when the stuff has hit the fan, you're like, okay, so I guess I'm just going to figure out for myself. I thought the film ending was going to be cleverer than I thought. I actually thought it was going to go one way, and I was like, oh, it's one of those kind of, it's going to have like a weird kind of mixed ending where someone else was in on it. And it just wasn't nearly as smart as I thought it was going to be. It's very interestingly shot. It was fun to watch, but it wasn't brilliant, and probably not something that I would go back to watch anytime soon, but was enjoyable. It had tension-filled moments. Jesse Plemons, Jason Segel, Lily Collins are great. I think they have good presence on screen, and it is shot really interestingly. So I would give this 3 out of 5 Nicolas Cages. I think the length of the film helps it, because if it was any longer than an hour and a half, I would probably drop that score, because there wasn't enough for me to chew on at the end, and I was a bit annoyed with the ending. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.